Hello and welcome back. So in today's video, I want to talk to you about how to overcome the obsession when you're trying to conceive and that's all you can think about and you just can't seem to get out of that headspace of this is something that you so want and it's become the sole focus of your life. I hope that made sense. I felt like that was a rambling nonsense, but hopefully it made sense. So how to kind of step away a little bit, not to stop trying, although I do have a video on when it's time to take a break, but how to find that little bit of perspective, how to step away a little bit and actually enjoy the process rather than that being the sole focus of everything that you do day in and day out. Because when it's taking a long time to conceive, that can be really exhausting if the obsession kind of has you in its grips. If you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Bettina Ray. I'm a yoga teacher. I specialize in fertility and pregnancy and early motherhood. I'm also a mum to 3 beautiful little boys. My third baby, Luca, is our rainbow baby after we experienced 3 losses in the last couple of years. If you'd like to know more about our story, I'll link that one above. You can check it out. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, I would love if you would hit that big red button. What I share is what you're interested in. And if you enjoy today's video, I would also love if you would give me a thumbs up because it helps my channel. So my first tip for overcoming that obsession is to keep living your absolutely wonderful life. And I think when we're trying to create something and we're struggling to create it, in this case, a baby, it can sometimes become the sole focus. That's all we can think about. Suddenly everything else in our life starts to become unimportant. It doesn't make us feel as happy because this one thing that we're trying to create, we can't create. It's like we focus on what is missing in our life instead of focusing on all the amazing things that we have in our life as well. So if you can, I know that when you're in the thick of it, being told to be focused on what you're grateful for can feel like shit. But in a way it helps, and it does have to come from you. So I want you to keep living your amazing, wonderful life by looking around you and seeing what are the things in my life I am actually enjoying. What are the things that I love doing? Not to create a baby, not to build our family, but what are the things that I love doing just for me? I think there's a tendency we can kind of put our life on hold until we get that baby. So we don't go for that promotion or we don't plan that holiday because we might be pregnant. I think it's really important not to do that. Otherwise you do become solely focused and obsessed on trying to conceive. Instead, go for that promotion, book that holiday, buy that outfit even though you might be pregnant in 6 months' time. You don't want to just be on hold. On hold really sucks. Waiting and stuck is a really crappy place to be. So I really recommend that you try to, where possible, keep living your wonderful life. Because it really is wonderful. And even if it doesn't feel like it at this stage, it's going to feel a lot worse if you stop doing all these amazing things. So if you keep doing them, you will continue to feel good and you're more likely to feel happier, to feel less stressed. We know that's a better place to create a baby from than from a really stressed out, obsessed place. So I know it's not possible to 100% turn off that part of your brain that is thinking about planning to have a baby. Maybe you're charting your cycle, maybe you're going through IVF. So you have to think about these things. I totally get that. What I recommend doing is having practices in your day where you kind of devote time to think about that. So it might be a morning's pages practice where you do some writing and you can go crazy thinking about all the things you need to think about for your fertility journey, trying to conceive, planning dates, whatever you need. But try and limit it to that time. So trying not to allow your entire day to be consumed by these thoughts about conceiving a baby can help. What I found worked for me is I devoted my morning practice to thinking about this. So I would have a morning visualization and meditation where I allowed myself to imagine having that baby. So this is after I came down from the stress and anxiety of losing the 3 babies and really started to work on how to get positive and how to focus on the positive side of it. And so like I mentioned before, I would do morning pages at this time. So kind of just brain dumping everything that was in my head, getting it out on paper. So things I was worried about, that was kind of the time to get it all out, to get it out of my head so that I could stop stressing about it for the rest of the day. I also devoted my morning yoga practice to creating a baby. I would use positive mantras based on where I was in my cycle, and I would almost just repeat them to myself as I moved through my yoga practice. And all that did was just help me to focus on the positive of trying to conceive a baby rather than getting caught up, Googling and reading all these forums of different people's experiences and getting all that negativity. I really tried to direct my thoughts on trying to conceive in a really positive way. So if you would like more information on that, I do share these practices in my 28-day fertility yoga course. So check that one out if you want to know a little bit more detailed about what to do that kind of steps you through the process. So my third tip for not becoming totally obsessed is to not fall down the Google hole. And I know you know what the Google hole is. So these are the forums, the Facebook groups, researching new doctors, researching all the things that could possibly be wrong with you. It's not going to help. I think find a few select people that can be your go-to for information. So find a good doctor that you respect, maybe work with a naturopath. I found working with an acupuncturist really helpful because she was coming from an Eastern philosophy and I was also working with doctors who were coming from a West. So it was a nice blend of the two. And I found then I didn't need to Google. I didn't need to read 1,000 books. I didn't need to go into the forums and kind of have everyone else's stuff dumped on me as well, because while sometimes it's really helpful, like this video, to get someone else's advice, getting too much of it and being in those groups sometimes just felt heavy. It just felt like, I'm never going to have this baby. Look, this person's been trying for 10 years. I'm only in my 2nd year. Like, it just felt too much. So where possible, back away from Google and focus on those other practices instead. Devote time in your day to thinking about it and give yourself the rest of the day to just live your life and enjoy your life. My final tip to overcoming that obsession is to see if you can come to a place where you can just trust that your baby is coming to you, where you don't have to feel that angst of, oh my God, if I don't do all the things, I'm never going to have a baby. You've got to find that trust, and it honestly comes from within you. You can't get this from anywhere else. You have to decide that my baby is coming. And that may mean your baby comes from other sources. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to conceive and carry a healthy baby. It may be that you adopt, maybe that you foster. It may be that you go through an IVF process. It may mean that your baby comes to you through any means, but I think it's important to get that trust first. It may mean that you carry and deliver your healthy baby. I think if you're so stressed out about when is this baby going to come? Am I going to be able to have a baby? It just creates this tightness and this tension in the body. And trying to conceive a baby in that place is not a healthy place to come from. I think if you can relax a little, I know it's so hard and I know you hate hearing, just relax, it'll happen, because that sucks to hear. But there is an element of truth to it. So I want you to find within you a deep trust that your baby is coming. And when you find that, and it may be a daily practice that you have to keep reminding yourself, that's okay. You will doubt it, you will drop into spaces of anxiety, but keep coming back to that deep trust. And from there, you're going to be able to live your life and still enjoy all the good things in your life. You're going to be able to focus more and take that daily practice where you really focus on thinking about all the things you need to think about, but then giving yourself the space to step away from it for the rest of your day. And when you have that deep trust, you're not going to need to fall down the Google hole, because you're going to know that the information that you need will come to you. You'll be able to seek it from those few people that you trust, rather than feeling like you're constantly looking for information that's going to fix you. So I hope that helps. Most importantly, I don't want you to feel that anxiety and stress that comes with that obsession, because it's not a nice place to live. And I say this from experience because I was definitely there. I was highly anxious. That's all I could think about. That's all I did all day, every day, was just focus and stress. And when I was in that place, I wasn't a very nice wife. I wasn't a very nice mum. I don't think I was a very good friend. I was just so focused. I was doing my best in these other areas, of course, but I would nitpick, and someone would say something to me and I might snap like that because I was feeling so stressed and caught up in this inner world, this inner obsession. So that's why I think it's so important to try and do your best to step away. And honestly, that's why we practice yoga, to have that ability to step away from those thoughts a little bit, to find a little space from them, so that you can get a little bit of a better perspective and to feel better along the way, to let go of that stress of trying to conceive, to enjoy the process because it should be enjoyable, and to find that trust that your baby really is coming to you. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, give me a thumbs up. If you would like to do some fertility yoga practices with me, I have a free fertility guide. I'll link that above and below so you can go and check it out. If you have been practicing my classes and enjoy them, I would love if you'd leave me a comment, let me know where you're from, because I love to know who is practicing with me. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video. Namaste.